So I'm popping in here live to show you how to make broccoli sprouts. It is super simple, but also to talk about how beneficial broccoli sprouts are, especially as it relates to detoxing as well as COVID. Hi, Omid. So, one second, let me post a comment. Okay, so I am just so in love with broccoli sprouts because they are incredibly powerful. So first of all types of cruciferous vegetables are really potent in terms of supporting detoxification, which is something I talked about in my detox masterclass on Sunday. If you missed that, the recording is available this week. Just send me a direct message if you want me to share with you the recording of that. Lots of really valuable information. But we really need cruciferous vegetables, which is like broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, arugula, radish, Brussels sprouts, long list. These foods are super powerful for supporting phase 2 detoxification. But when you sprout broccoli seeds and you consume the sprouts, which is just like 3 days old, you get 100 times more of this compound called sulforaphane, which is what gives cruciferous vegetables their benefit, especially for fighting cancer cells. Really protective against cancer. But again, supporting your phase 2 detox process, which you'd understand if you see the masterclass, means that you are supporting detoxing and cleaning toxins out of your body. And there was an interesting study actually done with people living in China where there's huge amounts of air pollution, but everywhere, if you live in a city, lots of benzene from car exhaust is a huge carcinogen. Also cigarette smoke, secondhand, huge carcinogen. They found that broccoli sprouts were very effective for greatly reducing the amount of those air pollutants in your body. And so it's just a super simple way that you can greatly reduce your risk of all types of cancers and all types of other health ailments. I mean, really, if we talk about like what are the best anti-aging foods, this is at the top of the list. So if you want to live longer and live better, look better, feel better, this is a super inexpensive way, but you gotta use organic broccoli seeds. So I'm gonna show you just how simple this is. So I literally am taking 1 tablespoon of broccoli seeds, again, organic broccoli seeds, because you don't want any pesticides. That would just put more toxins in our body, and the more toxins we have in our body, then we impair our body's ability to actually get rid of toxins. So I have a glass jar. I put the seeds and then I'm gonna fill it with water. And I use filtered water. I'll be right back. Actually, I'll show you real quick. A little messy over there, but that is my Berkey water filter, which I got from the US, travel size. It's amazing. Super cost effective and super effective at removing most toxins from our water. So we put water. You don't have to fill it all the way because I didn't put that many seeds, but literally you put the seeds, you put water, wait 6 to 8 hours, and then all you gotta do is after 8 hours, you strain off the water. I have this neat lid with holes, but if you don't have it, you just take like a tea strainer and you pour it and then put any of the strained seeds back in. And then twice a day, morning and evening, you basically water your seeds. So you just fill the jar with water, swirl it around, and then again, you strain it and then do it again in the evening. And in about 3 days, you'll see that the seeds are growing. If they're not growing, that means your seeds were old. So you also got to make sure that your seeds are not old so that they actually grow. And when you strain it, you then, I'm not going to show you because now I have water, but you want to make sure that you put on the lid, you have something that you can, if it has holes in it, you could tilt it like this so you drain excess water. But I'm going to make another video in a couple days when my seeds are sprouting so I can actually show you what they look like when they're sprouted. But again, if you care about just, again, optimizing your health to live a healthy, long life, but especially preventing cancer, especially if you're around, whether you smoke or you're around secondhand smoke, whether you live in a city with, or you're just inhaling a lot of benzene. I mean, everywhere actually, air is polluted. Broccoli sprouts need to be a part of your daily diet. But if you can't do this, still you get a lot of benefit from any sort of cruciferous vegetable. So I recommend every day have some kind of cruciferous vegetable. The key is this sulforaphane that's so potent. If you directly chop and cook your cruciferous vegetables, like you chop the broccoli and then you cook it right away, you're getting very little because it happens, it's actually like an enzymatic reaction that when you chop, chew, or crush the cruciferous vegetable, there's an enzyme that converts one compound into another compound and you get sulforaphane. So if you're going to cook your cruciferous vegetables, you actually want to chop them and then wait about 30 minutes so that you actually allow the sulforaphane, that enzymatic reaction, to happen. But if you can't wait, then what I always do, like if I'm in a hurry, I want to steam my broccoli, I save one piece of raw broccoli. So that one piece of raw broccoli, when I eat it, it's still going to have the enzymes that can still then convert and produce the sulforaphane in the rest of the broccoli. But you can also use raw mustard seeds because that's actually also cruciferous vegetable. So if you're going to cook your cruciferous vegetables and you didn't wait 30 minutes after chopping them, then you could also just add a little bit of raw cruciferous vegetable on the plate as well, which of course you're always going to eat the broccoli sprouts raw. But again, I highly recommend making broccoli sprouts. It will significantly reduce your risk of all types of cancers. But I also want to share a really great story. So my mentor from my functional nutrition training, Andre Nakayama, she shared a story about a woman in her son's, so one of her son's classmates, his mother was diagnosed with breast cancer, stage 1. So she was planning to have a procedure like a lumpectomy to have the cancer removed. But leading up to it, I don't know if it was a couple weeks or a couple months, it wasn't that long of a period of time that Andrea had the other mothers in the classroom start making broccoli sprouts so that every day this woman would have about a half cup of broccoli sprouts. And it was incredible. By the time she went to the doctor and had the procedure, well, to have the procedure she was supposed to have, the doctors found 0 cancer growth in her breast. And so broccoli sprouts are that powerful. I'm not saying this works for everyone. Everyone's different. But it's something that everyone should be consuming because even we all have some cancer cells in us right now. And again, as I talked about with the air pollution, breathing in benzene, secondhand smoke, I mean, the studies show like at least a 60% increased reduction in these carcinogens just by having broccoli sprouts on a daily basis. And if you don't like the taste, I mean, honestly, I just make a really simple salad. I just put a little bit of apple cider vinegar, lemon juice, olive oil, salt, pepper, sometimes a little bit of curry powder, cumin, and I just eat it. But I know some people put in a smoothie. Honestly, I don't want to like make the taste of my smoothie taste like broccoli sprouts, but it's so easy. So again, you just soak them for 6 to 8 hours, and then once I drain them twice a day, I water them and they'll start to grow. And then once they're done, you leave them for a full day without watering. so they can kind of dry out, and then I put them in a container in the refrigerator, sometimes with a paper towel underneath to absorb excess water so they don't get moldy, and eat them within a couple days. So once these are ready, I'll start another jar so that I always have a batch, although I've gotten a little off track, so I don't have any right now. But, oh, and I wanted to mention their connection with COVID-19. So again, this is not medical advice, but you can look, there's lots of studies showing that this also enhances the production of glutathione, which I talked about in my detox masterclass, is the master antioxidant in our liver. It's also a master antioxidant in our lungs. And so those that have like severe complications with COVID-19 and damage to their lungs even after recovering, they are seeing that they have a deficiency of glutathione. So again, an antioxidant is then going to suppress oxidative damage. So also by having broccoli sprouts, you can reduce your risk of, severe complications or having oxidative damage to your lungs if you do have COVID-19 or any sort of viral infection, any sort of respiratory infection. Broccoli sprouts is also going to really protect you. So I can't overemphasize like how amazing they are, and it's just so inexpensive, but make sure you get organic broccoli seeds. And if you try it and for some reason, you get mold, definitely don't eat it if it looks moldy, but you will see like after a couple of days, there's a little bit of like fuzz on the roots. That's normal. But reach out if you have any questions. And again, if you missed the Detox Masterclass, there's a recording available. Just send me a message and I'll send you the link to watch the recording, because it's packed full of like information like this and other incredible stories of how people have used, certain like simple foods to heal from cancer. And yeah, as you can see, I'm just really, really passionate about this information. So thanks for listening, and I hope you'll give broccoli sprouts a try, but if not, every day make sure you just eat some sort of cruciferous vegetable. Bye everyone.